Hello, I'm Colin Sullivan.
And I'm Lindsay Mills.
And this is Almost Live, a show that's designed to give you the who's who and what's what of Telluride and Mountain Village.
Catherine Warren's bringing us the Warren Commission today for news on our local music and entertainment scene. And then we're going to have conversations with Jeff Hansen of our beloved radio station KOTO and Camille Price of Angel Baskets.
Then we're going to be visiting with Patrick Legans, the wine geek food freak, who's going to show us how to make a great pork recipe. And then we're going to have a retro ride flashback from our KOTO lip sync in 2005.
We're going to touch base with Patrick Latcham in the new Mountain Report. Diva Chisonis is going to go undercover at Between the Covers. And then we're going to look at a profile of the Telluride Curling Club. Let's see what's going on with Colin and Catherine and the Warren Commission.
Thanks a lot, Lindsay. And we're here. We're back with Catherine Warren.
Yes, it's like no time has passed at all, Colin.
Like no time has passed at all, but a bunch of time has passed. But
Yes.
Here's the thing. What hasn't changed is that you are going to tell us all about the arts and entertainment scene.
Exactly. Even though there's not a lot of snow on the ground,
Yes.
we'd like some more, but you know, it'll come whenever Mother Nature decides. There are so many great events happening this weekend as we sort of gear up for the holidays, which of course is one of our busiest times in Telluride.
Yeah.
Everything kicks off on Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock. The Liberty is hosting a holiday trunk show.
Nice.
And they have two fabulous local jewelers, Colleen Thompson and Christopher Beaver, selling their jewelry at a pretty good discount. So you can buy gifts for your loved ones or for yourself. That's usually what I do with those trunk sales.
I've done both.
And these
I've
are
done
some
both.
Colleen Thompson originals
There
that
you
I'm
go.
wearing. And it's just a fabulous way to support local artists, and those two make beautiful stuff.
And that's the Liberty Bar, right?
That's at the Liberty Bar from 4 to 8 is the trunk show. And then Tyler Simmons, a local guitarist and musician, will be playing an après-ski set, I believe, from 4 to 6.
Lovely.
Free, just go check it out, hopefully buy some jewelry. And
Yep. And they
have
got
a drink.
tasty drinks and all
Yeah,
sorts of stuff like that.
Exactly. And then later on Friday night at 7 o'clock is opening night of your big show,
Yes.
Dinner with Dionysus.
Dinner with Dionysus. Should I tell you about it?
Yes, please, because I don't quite remember the premise from 2013.
So that's actually, yeah, so we've been doing 10 years of original work now with the company, and in 2013 we did a great show called Dinner with Dionysus,
Yep.
and we threw it out there to our members and sponsors this year, what show do you want to see? And they voted this one.
Great.
We took that show, we put it back in the Tumblr, and we rewrote about, we brought Lindia Peralta back in, who was our original choreographer.
Love her choreography.
And we probably 50% of the show is new.
Awesome.
There's still a Dionysus Jesus rap battle, so
Great.
that's all good there.
Fitting
But,
for the Christmas time.
yes, it is. It's nice. I guess what I would say is, in a very basic terms, the god Dionysus returns to a fancy dinner party and sort of like messes everything up with
Right.
himself and his maenads, which is women who worship him and things like that, because he's dying. Because gods die when nobody believes in them. So,
And Dionysus is the god of wine
the god
and
of
merriment, right?
wine,
Something like that?
Yep, and merriment and all sorts of different stuff, and these crazy rituals and parades and all those kind of things. Also known as Bacchus or Liburn or Zagreus. Yeah.
Fun. So that starts Friday night at 7 and runs through next Saturday, December 23rd. Dark on Wednesday, so you guys can take a breather.
Yeah, at the Bob.
Yeah,
which is
at
the Black Box.
The new Black Box Theater, new-ish, newly named the Bob. And tickets are $20 general admission, or for $75, you guys have a really awesome VIP package, dinner, wine, merriment,
We have
whatever.
10 seats a night where you can sit and actually have dinner with Dionysus, where we'll serve you dinner and everything like that while watching the show.
That's great.
Yeah.
Later on Friday night, we have DJ Soul Atomic, Will Evans, making a return to Telluride, DJing at the Liberty. Starts around 10 p.m. Always a great time. And then Saturday and Sunday, Mountain Village hosts their holiday prelude. And it is in the afternoons and early evenings, both days this weekend. They have free ice skating, sledding, drink and dinner specials at the restaurants, merchant deals, a live reindeer at Santa's Village at the Telluride Conference Center. Very excited about that, personally.
Wow. It's amazing.
And you can check out the full schedule of events and learn more at TellurideSkiResort.com/events.
Great. And that's what's going on for now.
Yes.
Right? But like all throughout the holiday season, we've got more and more
there's
and
so
more.
much going on. You can pick up a copy of the Watch newspaper where my column is printed, and there's a full calendar of events beyond this weekend.
Just keep coming back for more Warren Condition, folks. We got them all the way through the holidays. So now let's check out a promo for the Telluride Curling Club. Thanks a lot, Catherine.
Thanks, Colin.
Curling is a sport that you might recognize from the Winter Olympics. It's played on a sheet of ice, and there are 4 players on a team whose goal is to send a 42-pound stone from one end of the sheet to the other and try to make that stone land as close to the center of the house as possible. So as the game goes along, everybody gets a chance to deliver a stone or throw it from one end of the ice to the other, and also to sweep. Basically, sweeping in front of the rock heats up the ice surface so that it causes it to go a little bit faster on that slippery surface.
Curling's been a great success here in Telluride. We've had tremendous support from the community, both in the form of our sponsors, Brown Dog Pizza and Oak, Thurston Kitchen and Bath, US Bank, and Case. In addition, we've had great support from the community and people that have been willing to come out and give curling a try. And it's a great team building sport. And one of the 12 official rules of curling is that the winning team buys drinks for the losing team. And it's just a really great way to build community and camaraderie.
If you're interested in getting involved in Telluride Curling Club or learning more about the sport, please come out to the ice rink. Spectators are welcome. We curl every Monday night during the ice season from 8:45 to 10:45 p.m. Anyone can play it, all ages, any ability level. We can modify for anyone to come out and try curling, and I think that's one of the coolest things about it.
All right, everybody, we're back, and I'm here with Camille Price of Angel Baskets.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
And you're also not of Angel Baskets. You are also of Telluride.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about you, Telluride, your history. How'd you get here? What have you been doing?
I moved to Telluride in 1992 to oversee a mine cleanup for the state of Colorado. So the Idorado mine cleanup was my project, still my project for the last 25 years. Wow. So that's what brought me here, and moved here, met my husband Lucas.
Yes.
And stayed.
We love Lucas.
Yes, we do.
And we love your son as well.
Michael, yes.
Michael,
thank you.
He's great. I love that picture that was hanging in Lucas's with him with like the cape on.
Right.
How old is he now?
He's 13 now.
Oh my God.
And he was 4 in that picture, so he's forever memorialized as
a
Superman.
4-year-old, yeah.
And he's drinking juice.
He's drinking juice?
Yeah,
Oh, you mean in that picture?
Yeah, other people
Why?
think
Oh,
it's something other than juice, but it was to promote the juice bar.
We're talking,
that's
go
been
visit
there.
Lucas's. It's a lovely local restaurant.
Yeah.
It's her husband's restaurant, and actually there's a picture of her son, which is what we're talking about right now. So that's amazing. So you were on that mine cleanup. It probably not a lot of people were like even remember that necessarily, but that's still going on, huh?
Yeah, it's a whole new generation of people have been born, and a whole new group of people have moved into town since. But yeah, it's still going on, and the mine is still working hard to keep the water clean and the tailings mine waste in place, and yeah.
So you're doing lots of great things for town, because you came in to talk about Angel Baskets,
yeah,
which is like one of the best things that folks do in our town. So tell me about Angel Baskets. How did it start? How did you get involved with it?
Sure. Angel Baskets started in 1983 by Telluride's social services. Telluride County at that time. There were 3 families who needed help at Christmas, and social services put together some Christmas packages for them. And year after year the program grew, and through community support, money, donations of food, gifts, the program was able to grow. And now, in addition to the holiday program, we have food banks that we support in Telluride, Norwood, and Egner. We have a school supply program, and then an elder care program, which provides funds for additional food throughout the year, and also hygiene products or medications at the apothecary in Nucla.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did it grow? Like, I mean, I guess just because it's been here for so long.
Yeah.
And then and actually the follow-up also is, how do we get involved with it? How do we give to it? I actually thought up until very recently when I was chatting with somebody that it was just a holiday program.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, most people think it's a holiday program, and that's certainly how it started. And I think as the town grew and more people came to town, more people were involved in the donation aspect, and as the need grew, we applied for more grants and contacted more people for private donations, and stores around town donated goods, and people will come in and adopt gifts for the family members who are our recipients. Recipients are people who receive some sort of social service within our community, and our community being San Miguel County and the west end of Montrose County. So Telluride, Norwood, New Glen, Natarita, all the way out to Paradox.
Wow.
So as the population grew, as the need grew for people who needed some form of assistance, financial assistance, our outreach grew for grants and donations and volunteers. We need lots of volunteers.
Lots of volunteers. So how do we get involved?
Well, there's lots of different ways to get involved.
We call you.
Call me.
Yeah.
You can go on the website,
Okay.
TellurideAngelBaskets.org. And there's many ways to help. We run the 3 food banks, so there's food bank volunteer opportunities in Telluride, Norwood. We have a school supply program, so right at the beginning of school, people can come and help with that. And of course, the holiday program.
That must be like a very rewarding place to work.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or to volunteer, I guess.
It is. It's a way to give back for all the gifts we receive as individuals. So I always like to say we're fortunate enough to have keen intelligence, good health, the opportunity to work, and in thanks for that, we have the opportunity to help someone who might not be in that same position.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for helping clean up our mind.
Well,
we
thank
like
you.
that.
You're welcome.
And thanks a lot for coming on today and talking about Angel Baskets. Folks, go on Angel Baskets website and volunteer there or sign up, because you always need volunteers, right?
We do. It's
Thanks
an
a lot.
all-volunteer board. Thank you.
Thanks, Camille.
You bet.
Telluride TV is a public access channel, and that depends on public support. So we want to give a special shout out to some of our most generous sponsors, the town of Telluride and Mountain Village, the Telluride Foundation, and the Telluride Ski and Golf Company. And now let's go over to Patrick Legans, the wine geek food freak, who has a lovely pork recipe for us. Take it away, Patrick.
Hey, I'm Patrick Legans, the wine geek food freak. I just got some yellow onions sauteing in some butter right now. I'm gonna make a beautiful pork salted boca. I got some nice pork here at my local Clark's Market. I'm gonna put in a little flour, so my onions are starting to become translucent. Not quite there, but we're still gonna cook them for a minute here with these pieces of pork. So I'm gonna put these guys right here on the bottom. I kind of push away the onions a little bit just because I want them to be completely on the bottom of the pan. I'll sear those on both sides, trying to lock in the juices of the pork so it remains like this really, a lot of times pork can dry out. This will not happen on this, I promise. All right, so the first side is seared already. Now, I'm not going for like a big color variation change. I like them just nice and cooked, barely seared. The juices will stay inside. Now we'll do the other side. Notice these onions were timed correctly. I softened them up early, but now they're really coming into their own at the same time that the pieces of pork will be seared properly. Then we're gonna add a little chicken stock that I made, classic mirepoix chicken stock. All right, so I've now been cooking the pork about 7 minutes. Checking my salt content. I'm gonna put a little bit in now. I'm gonna check it again at the end, but sometimes it'll fall off if you don't add it consistently. So as that's going, I'm now gonna take the opportunity to slice up a little sage. So put that in there. I'm gonna take some beautiful prosciutto. Put this guy right on top there. Now, traditionally, that's where you would end it. But I learned a little trick from a friend of mine, Antonio Rache. It's a little mozzarella, pretty thinly sliced. We put a little bit over each piece. Then I'm gonna take another pan, I'm gonna turn it over, and I'm gonna melt that cheese. All right, now let's check those guys. See, the mozzarella is nice and melted. We know the pork's cooked. I'm gonna take these guys like this. I'm gonna transfer them to my plate. Stack them over each other just a little bit. Now, I'm gonna add my pasta, and I'm just gonna reduce. All right, now look at that sauce. That is perfect. Look at the consistency. It doesn't break at all. So, I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna put my pasta right in front. And then I'm just gonna pour a little bit of this sauce right over the top of it. A little bit over the pasta because you'd like to soak that up, I promise you that. All right, and then take our 2 decorative pieces, boom, and boom. Pork a la saltimbocca. Until next time, remember all you need is good ingredients, some care, and a minute of your time, and you can eat like me, Patrick Legans, the wine geek, food freak.
This is Patrick Latcham with your Telluride Ski Resort Mountain Report. Today, we're going to talk about some upcoming terrain openings. We're going to take a look at the weather and also catch up with our Director of Snowmaking Operations, Brandon Green. First off, it's no surprise or news that we're currently skiing on a snowmaking product. I am extremely grateful for the amazing infrastructure and team that we have that is currently working day and night to give us the skiing that we have. I've seen it with a few skiers where they come in skeptical about the conditions due to the amount of snowfall. But after a few turns, everyone is on the same page and saying that the skiing is fantastic. And all things considered, the skiing is absolutely exceptional. As far as terrain openings go, Operations is confident that snowmaking and grooming are going to come together and that we are going to open up the 4-5-6 loop on Saturday, December 16th. Bon Vivant is also scheduled to open up on the 16th. As far as what's next up for the focus of the resort and operations, they're going to focus on opening up Lower Misty Maiden, the Meadows, and snowmaking on the town side. And now, a look at the weather. And we're back. Let's go catch up with Brandon Green, our Director of Snowmaking Operations. Can you now make snow in different conditions? Is it less limited than it has been in the past with some of the older technology?
Yeah, you know, a lot of the older technology was high energy usage. Air is usually the biggest consumption or the biggest cost in snowmaking. Over the past couple of years, we've invested in low E guns, and for the most part, an army of low E guns will work and help you make more snow for less units of energy input. Years like this, however, you need to break out the horsepower. It's everything you got, and even some of these higher horsepower guns are using less energy than even 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then talking about the horsepower and firing on all cylinders here, I know that we've done the last couple of summers, we've had some big investments and some projects in order to get us to where we are now. And I was just kind of wondering if you could tell us a bit about your role in the summertime and some of the things you guys have done in order to get to where we are now when we could open the resort with such limited snowfall.
No snowfall, you mean?
Yeah. No need to sugarcoat it.
I mean, we could be playing golf right there. Right? Yeah. Our system is evolving. There has been a master plan in place. Some of those parts weren't a good fit. Some are. So, I continually monitor each season and see where our weak links are and try to improve upon that in the summertime. So, the past 3-4 summers, we have been doing quite a few capital projects. A lot of them have been efficiency and distribution related. And that was just to be able to kind of get us to the next step. When I first started here in 2008, I kind of looked at the whole snowmaking system and thought, wow, there's like there's major room for improvement here. And I wanted to be a part of building it up and making it not just better production-wise, but more efficient overall. And, I'd say over the past 5 years, some of our bigger improvements, like this whole Meadows area, this is all fed via a gravity water line, so we don't have to pump the water down here.
Oh, nice.
It just works on head pressure. We got like 600 pounds at the bottom, 400 pounds at the top, all right off a pond. Don't even have to have a pump involved. That was step one. 2 was getting all the electrical infrastructure down here to support the amount of snowmaking that we wanted to do. There's also been upgrades to pump houses. We're still under construction with our Oak Street pump house, trying to utilize the water rights that we have. Yeah, it's a process. You know, each summer you try to do some capital improvement that is going to have a direct effect on that next year's efficiency, while maintaining that big picture and moving forward towards a build out, essentially.
Gotcha. Wow. Well, I'm just so grateful that we had the capital and the team and the foresight to do this the last couple of summers. So, you know, when we do get a winter like this, we're able to, you know, tackle it and handle it appropriately.
It will turn on this year. I know it. It might be a late start, but we'll get it. But yeah, the team is everything. You know, we've got guys here that are just working every single day, all night. We've had guys, you know, even our regular crews, they typically work 12-hour shifts, 4 days on, 3 days off, and then 3 days on and 4 days off. We've had guys willing to come in on all of their days off just to make it happen, because we were kind of in dire straits earlier this season. And I feel like it's showing. Like, the team has been performing, the system's been performing. It's hard work, but some way, somehow, everybody's really excited to do it.
That's amazing. It's just so cool that you guys have that camaraderie. I've seen you guys, you're a tight-knit crew. You guys go through a lot together. And, you know, I think I can speak for everyone when I just say we are so grateful for the hours that you guys are putting in and the product you've created. I mean, I've grew up skiing on fake snow, and it is nothing like what I was skiing the other day. You know, it was, you know, in the past I would ski it back home in Michigan and it would feel like ice and so hard. And, you know, I could not, if I was to do a blindfold test, I would not be able to tell, or if I just didn't even know what the conditions were the past couple of weeks, I would have never guessed we had no snow.
Yeah. It
felt real. This, you know, the mountain is skiing well, and just like a huge shout out and thank you to our snowmaking, all of our operations people. You guys are killing it.
There is just a little bit of art involved to make it like that.
Yeah, no, and you guys, you got it dialed.
Cool. Thank you.
Sweet. Well, that was our mountain report. Thank you so much for tuning in, and back to you guys at the studio.
Season's greetings from Between the Covers bookstore, Telluride's indie bookshop since 1974. Aside from having affordable and portable gifts for everyone on your list, we've got 3 great literary events to finish out the year. First up, on December 19th, that's next Tuesday, at 6 p.m. at Telluride Arts, right across the street from the library, is the Talking Gourds Poetry Evening. The featured poet will be Aaliyah Howe, and she is quite a powerhouse. She's founder of Poetry Brothel and has danced with many companies from around the world. She'll be joined by Peter Waldor, Rosemary Watola-Tromer, and Art Goodtimes, 3 of our favorite local poets. The open mic gourd passing theme is Making Light. Bring a poem to share, or just pass the gourd along when it comes to you. If you haven't been to a gourds gig, it's time. On Friday, December 22nd, at 4:30 p.m. till 6 p.m., right here in the bookstore, we're going to have a book launch party for 2 local authors that have new books. First up, Craig Childs and his book, Flying Home. It is a timely homage to the Colorado Plateau. It's chock full of essays, journal sketches, and stunning photography. His books, Animal Dialogues, House of Rain, and Secret Knowledge of Water are perennial bestsellers at Telluride, so we're psyched to have him back in the house. Joining him will be debut author Mary Lynn Chambers. She's created a children's book called Lolly the Ice Cream Truck, and it's about rehabbing an old, broken down ice cream truck and bringing it back to life and bringing back that tradition of ice cream on the streets in the summer for the kids. Next up after that, we have our last literary event of the year, and it is a biggie. On December 28th, that's a Thursday, at 5:30 p.m. at the Palm, the Telluride Education Foundation is bringing in Amy Cuddy. She is the author of Presence. bringing your boldest self to your biggest challenges. If her name sounds familiar, she's been viewed, her TED Talk from 2012, over 43 million times. It is the second most viewed TED Talk ever. All proceeds from that will go to the Telluride School District to help the students and the teachers keep their programs going. And do remember that an inscribed book is a very thoughtful gift. And back in the cafe, they're making eggnog lattes. Perfect pairing for book shopping. So we hope to catch you reading between the covers.
Welcome back. I'm sitting here with Jeff Hansen of KOTO Radio. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Lindsay. Thank you all for having me today.
We're excited to have you. So, you know, we're leading into a really solid holiday season, but first I want to talk to you a bit about KOTO and what you guys do in all of your fundraising with lip sync, the duck race, end of season dance party, and so on.
Well, community events are a big part of what we do since the beginning of KOTO, and our most iconic event is probably the street dance at the end of the ski season. And we just started a fall street dance, which is exciting for us. It kind of bookend the seasons. And lip sync is then, you know, probably right up there. We've been doing that for over 30 years. You know, lip syncs have gotten really popular. There's 2 shows on TV right now with lip syncs, but we were doing lip syncs before lip syncs were cool. We were trailblazing the lip sync world.
OG lip sync.
Yeah, OG, yeah. And then we do a couple other smaller events. We did a Soul Train disco party this year, which is kind of a new thing. So we're always trying to kind of mix it up. But events are, you know, crucial to what we do. But the most important stuff that we do is what I would call the public affairs side of KOTO. I mean, our mission statement is to inform, educate, and entertain. So entertain actually comes third. So informing and educating is really the most important thing we do at KOTO. And the most important informing we do is, you know, if there's an emergency in Telluride, KOTO is really where people go to get information. I mean, if all the power got knocked out in Telluride, the only place to get information would be the radio. Right. And so I view that as kind of the most crucial thing that we do, even though we don't have to do it very much. When there was the power outages a couple years ago, we got to play that role. But, you know, we're there. We're kind of the goalie for Telluride in terms of public safety. And then the educating is really where we allow the nonprofits in the community to educate the people to tell you about what they do. And so there are 3 basic opportunities for people to get their message across. We have commentaries after our local news, and we have a program called Access at 4 o'clock where nonprofits can come on. And our news department has been, you know, like they've won the best local newscast or daily newscast for the last couple of years. Yeah. And so they deliver information all the time as well. So Telluride Gives, which is coming up tomorrow, is what I call the Super Bowl of our public affairs, where we have nonprofits on all day during the day of giving to tell people about what they're doing so we can raise money for Telluride Gives. We've been their media partner for 2 years, and since we got involved, their fundraising has gone up about 80%. So it's a good partnership, and we're real proud of the work we do then.
I can imagine, absolutely. And you have every nonprofit in town and even in the surrounding areas on for Telluride Gives.
Well, not necessarily on the air. I mean, there were 93 nonprofits last year participating in Telluride Gives. We have about between 30 and 40 that come on the air. Yeah. And we play a song before they come on that's kind of symbolic or representative of what they do to sort of mix it up so that's not just all talk, you know. So, right. and it's I don't know. I'm the host, and I really enjoy doing it. Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing.
Great way to stay involved in the community, and it, you know, very clearly part of your passion and part of your mission. That's an awesome program that you guys run. So tell me a bit more about your role with KOTO. How long have you been with KOTO?
Well, right now I'm the development director, so I raise all the money and produce all the events. So that's my main job. We're operating right now without an executive director to save money. and we're lean and mean. In fact, we have adopted what's known as a holacracy at KOTO, and a holacracy is a horizontally integrated company where people contribute to tasks without someone as a boss, without a vertical integrated company. So we've been doing that for 2 years, and that's been working out really well for us because, like I said, it's economical. Yeah. But so I do some functions that an ED would do. I write grants. And then Ben Kerr, who's our general manager, does some stuff. So we kind of, that's again part of that that holacracy that one of our board members kind of turned us on to that concept, and it's worked out really well. I've been with KOTO for 27 years. I did my first show on Valentine's Day of 1991 from 12 to 2 in the morning. I have a recording of it, and I'm like on the air asking for requests, like people are actually listening. But anyway, I've my first show was called The Beat, the Rhythm, and the Dance, and Ashley Bowling, who you probably know, called it The Beat, the Rhythm, in My Pants. So I was like, I might need to change the name. That wasn't the real reason, but I became one step ahead of the Blues in about 1993, and everybody has a handle at KOTO. Right. Nobody really uses their first name. Like I'm Aldine is my DJ name. That's after a character I played in Scrapple. So, but One Step Ahead of the Blues is a J.J. Cale song. So I've been doing it for a long time, and I love KOTO. I think KOTO is the most righteous organization in Telluride. Yeah. So I'm proud to be a part of it.
And you've been a part of it for the majority of its years.
Well, not quite, but for a while.
Yeah. Well, as you all know, Telluride TV has 30 years of archival footage, going from any sort of community events like the 4th of July parade to tab fashion shows and lip syncs, and to children's theater and festival interviews as well. So let's have you kick it over to the retro route for the weekend. Well,
I'm going to kick you over to, I guess maybe perhaps the only R-rated Chipmunks video ever. Is 1995 lip sync, and the Chipmunks get a little dirty in this one.
A little dirty, yeah, surprisingly so. Let's hit Good Lovin'.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Chipmunks.
1, 2, 3.
That was a great little retro ride clip there from 2005. That's Suzanne Barraza there you see, Judy Cohen, and Angela Watkins in that little Alvin and the Chipmunk number. Now, if you have your own retro ride videos, please send them to us at tim@TellurideTV.org or tag us at TellurideTV, and we'll get them on there. Well, Almost Live is almost over.
Don't worry, if you missed any of the episode, we'll be airing it Friday through Monday, mornings, midday, and evenings.
And we'll be back with a brand new Almost Live next Friday.
Thanks a bunch.
Later.